Okay, guys, this is Coach Nikki Ziegler. I am here live. I'm actually doing interviews of different authors from all over the world. We just had an interview from a 8-year-old girl from London who wrote her book. And then she actually her first book she wrote it for, and now she wrote an 8-year-old book. And now I have another published author. His name is Caleb Harris. Let's welcome Caleb Harris to Talks with Coach Nikki Ziegler. Welcome to my show. Welcome to this tour.
Well, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
So tell us your name and the name of the book, and let's get started from there.
Yeah, so my name is Caleb Harris, and I am the author of Suffering in Silence, August 15, 2003. Suffering in Silence, August 15, 2003. The title, August 15, 2003, will be a part of a 10-part series, which dictates what young men go through on a daily basis.
Wow. So tell me, what do young men go through?
Young men suffer with just many things, like the struggle of like keeping your virginity, suicidal thoughts, depression, anxiety, what it's like to actually be a real man, because our society is always trying to change what a real man is, and not too many people actually know what a real man is, which basically just means that you have morals, principles, you believe in God, and you basically just do the right thing no matter what and who's even watching.
Good, Caleb. Oh God, I love that. Okay,
yeah. Appreciate it.
It's gonna be a good interview. I'm excited. Okay, good. So tell us, what made you decide to write this dynamic book?
What made me decide to write this book is also what I've been saying earlier. Is I've seen so many like men myself, because I'm age 26, and I believe that so many young men they suffer in their own silence. They never actually talk about the problem. They actually try to cope with it with actual toxic coping mechanisms like alcohol and drinking and sex and all these other kind of things. And I wanted to write this fictional read based off of the character Ricky Johnson, who is a substitute teacher, and I basically wanted him to shine through the light of overcoming trauma and actually getting your life together.
So what did he go through? What trauma did he go through?
What he went through was a day on August 15, 2003. He had a minor disagreement with his father, and his father ended up trying to kill his mother right in front of him. And with his situation, he is a substitute teacher, but it's that trauma that messes with his head a lot and messes with his mind. And unfortunately, Ricky has to go through a lot of crazy and toxic obstacles in order to actually overcome his personal demons and become an actual full-time teacher with his kids.
Wow. So who inspired you to write this book? You have someone that really pushed you to get it done?
I don't think I had too many inspirations. I think it's just what I've been seeing going around with, especially in the community, and that we just don't have too many influences. We don't have too many people that we look up to in this world. And it's basically bombarded with thug culture and just, all these toxic influences. And I wanted to be more of a positive influence for my own people and just be basically setting a better role model, setting an example for everyone else to look up to. That's basically why I wrote the book.
Caleb, I love this. I say Caleb with passion because everybody know my son is Caleb. So when I found out I had a Caleb interview, I was like, okay, I know he's going to be a strong man. And so I'm excited about this book. Okay, can we see the book, sir? Is it possible for us to see the book?
Here's the book. I think it's, can you guys see it? Or
yeah, we can see it.
Yep, and here's the back.
My question to you, what can you tell an inspire Black man author to get it done? What kind of advice can you give to them?
I would say stay focused. I mean, the key with all of us is being consistent. Consistency is definitely the key. There have been days where I didn't want to write this book. It took me 2 years to write it. Originally, I wanted to publish it in 2018, but there were just too many other things that were going on in my personal life. And I was, going through a drinking problem and things like that. So years later, I had to get sober and actually cut up my act. And I decided to actually publish this book in reflection of what I've been going through. And the book is a fictional read, but it's loosely based on the things that I've been through and things that I've seen. So I would definitely inspire all Black male authors. Keep going, keep thriving. I'm in your corner. Everyone else is in your corner. Like, we need more Black authors in this society right now to tell our story instead of letting the media tell our story, because
That's right.
it's obvious that they're just not getting the right narrative, in my opinion.
Guys, if you are watching this, share this live. We want to definitely give a shout out to Miss Sandy Sanders. She's watching, and it is a great subject, Miss Sandy. And we thank you for sharing it. If you are watching this, this is a Black man that have launched his own book, man. And I'm inspired by you, Caleb. I mean, just for you to tell me, hey, 2 years ago, I wanted to do this and I couldn't. I was going through a lot, you know what I'm saying? For you to bounce back and be so transparent about what you've been through, salute to you, sir. We honor you, and I'm so glad to have you on our tour. So, okay, all this pandemic going on, this has been the worst year ever, as people will say. For me, I wasn't affected. I'm honest. God has been too kind and too good to me. What made you decide? I mean, like, you wrote it during the worst time of our lives, So did you have time? I mean, what was it? What made you say, you know what, I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to do it this year. Because you could have did it in 2021. What made 2020 you did it?
Basically, I was going through a lot, and I'm a substitute teacher / paraprofessional with autistic children. So that took up a lot of my time. And also, I'm a freelance writer and a blogger and a graphic designer. So it wasn't easy trying to find the time, but I decided, you know what, might as well just publish it now, because I got to publish it now because there's so many young men that are suffering in silence. And it's either I publish it in this year, next year, or just now. I always say better now than like later, because you never know. It's just one of those things where it's like you just got to do what you got to do. And I've been making a couple sales, and I've been blessed by God to just write this book. And I'm just humble, thankful for the opportunity of all the interviews, all the well, there's been some criticism, but not too much. But I've been.
What was it? I want to know.
I think that a lot of people, when they read this book, they didn't know what young men had been through, so they thought that the book was a little bit toxic. But I would just disagree with that a little bit, because it's just a very transparent read, because you see so many men that they're dying to tell their story, right? So many just want to tell their story, but they just don't want to be judged. And I think that's the reason why maybe some men are like reluctant to actually, tell their story, because they're scared. But I decided, well, I can't be afraid. I just have to write this book. I have to take whatever happens, and whatever happens. But there also has been positive feedback as well, because there's been other men that have told me that, you're an inspiration, Caleb. Thank you for sharing this. I just bought a copy of your book. I don't want to even put it down right now. I've been told that it's a very harrowing read, very inspirational, of overcoming trauma. So I'm very thankful for that. Very thankful.
Wow. So my question to you, where can we find this book?
Yes, this book is available on Amazon.com. All you have to do is just type in Suffering in Silence, August 15th, 2003. You could either purchase it in paperback format, or you could purchase it in ebook format.
How much is the book?
The book for paperback is $12.99, and the ebook version is $2.99. So that's just what the Christmas sale is for now.
It is. Wow. Yes, a very transparent read. Do you know Sandy Sanders?
I'm not too sure who she is.
Okay, great. Well, we thank you for being on this tour with us. I know God has a lot of things in store, because I see that you have such a boldness about yourself, Caleb, and we need more men like you that's not afraid to jump into the deep and know that you're gonna swim. It's a difference between you jumping into water, you're like, oh God, I'm gonna drown. So for you to just jump out here, I'm so inspired by your story. I know you have a lot more to come. So what's next for Caleb Harris?
Well, what's next right now is just my ongoing blog, unpopularopinions.com, which you could also just type in unpopularopinions.com. It is my weekly blog on Mondays, where I basically just talk more about mental health issues, about what men and women are going through. And that'll just be available for everybody. You could also just find me on Facebook at Caleb Harris. You could find me on Instagram at Caleb Hates Cake. And basically, you could just reach out to me with anything that you're going through. I'll try to respond to you within at least 24 hours.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being on this tour. We are so happy to have met you. Definitely will be getting a copy of that book, and I would love to do a review on it. So I'm excited about all the things you're doing. Guys, don't forget to follow him, Caleb Harris. And when we get off this live, of course, he's going to go in to the YouTube channel and Coach Nikki Ziegler's channel and type in the information so you guys can go ahead and purchase the book, and we'll take it from there. Thank you so much for your time, Caleb. And you
Yep,
have
no
an
problem.
amazing night.
Yep, you too. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Wow, man, that was a good interview with Caleb Harris. When I say I'm so excited about this Black man writing this book to help our Black guys and men and boys, I know he has a lot in store. I cannot wait to see what he's going to do in the future. Let's keep him in your prayers, because it's not easy to just write a book on how you feel and then make it a fiction. That's not easy. So I'm so happy that he joined our tour. The best is yet to come to that young man. Keep him in your prayers, and let's support what he's doing. And also share this live. Let's blow it up so we can go ahead and get his name out there, because I know he's going to do some awesome things. See you on the next interview. Take care.